The killdeer is a really popular bird because they're very showy and they're kind of comical in nature. People like them because they do put on quite a show for you. So thought we would do a program about them today, let you know some interesting facts about them. But the killdeer, when you look at that bird, you immediately think it belongs at the ocean or it belongs in a wetland. And yes, they are plovers, which are shorebirds, and they're related to lots of other plovers that do live pretty much their whole lives along the shores and estuaries and places like that. But the killdeer has really taken to open, short, grassy areas, pasture lands, even tilled farms, parking lots. Well, you know, we see them here, and a lot of people become really familiar with them because of their habit of laying their eggs right in their gravel driveways or on gravel roads, and then they have to drive around them. And they are ground nesters, and they count on. Let's see if we can't get a picture here of their eggs. You can see the eggs here just laid right there among the gravel. How camouflaged they are, and they count on that to protect them. And so they will just lay their eggs right there in the gravel, in your driveway or along a railroad track, different places like that. They just lay right on the ground, and then they count on, like I said, their camouflage. And another trick, they have a unique way to allure predators, would-be predators, away from their nest. And for their young, it's called the broken wing routine. And the rump of this bird underneath these wings here is a real orangish reddish color. And so what the adult killdeer do is whenever a cat or a fox or any other would-be predator is getting close to her nest or his nest, they'll droop their wings out to the side and start running along, acting like they're hurt, maybe hopping a little bit, and they're encouraging that predator to try to come chase them and get them away from the eggs and away from the babies. And of course, when the predator gets close enough, poof, she takes off and flies, and she's perfectly fine and goes and lands in safety. But she's distracted that would-be predator away from her eggs or away from her baby. Really, really cool trick. But they are ground nesters, which is very dangerous. You know, their babies, whenever those incredibly camouflage eggs hatch, and here's a couple of eggs down here, another picture of a killdeer, but when they hatch, those babies are ready to go. They're not like the bald baby cardinal babies when they hatch, or the hatchlings that are not covered with feathers at all, and it takes them time to develop. When a killdeer's eggs hatch, the young look like this, and they're ready to start running and start feeding. Now, obviously they can't fly, but the adults lead them around and teach them how to eat. And again, they do that protection thing where they count on that camouflage or coloration and that routine, that broken wing routine, if a would-be predator is around. So they're just darling little animals. I mean, you can't look at that and not go, ah. I mean, come on. The killdeer is an amazing bird. They eat lots of insects. When I was at North Carolina State, there was another student who was doing her master's research on killdeer, and she was telling their favorite food are dung beetles, and that's why they like pastures and cattle and things around, because there's plenty of the dung beetles to eat, and so that's one of the things they do. But they also, we'll see them, like I said, along in water in wetland areas, especially in spring and especially in fall. They do migrate. Their range extends to very northern Canada all the way down in the winter in northern South America and interior South America. So they're a wide-ranging bird. We have them here most of the year in the heart of the country. The only time they're gone is during probably the worst parts of winter. So they migrate fairly late in the fall and early winter, and then they return pretty early in the spring. They're one of those earliest spring birds we listen for, and you'll hear them flying around in the parking lot, even at night, that killdeer, killdeer, killdeer call. And they're very noisy when they fly. And one of the things I love about when I look up birds, and I love looking up their old names, and I guess one of the old names for this bird was noisy plover, because they are very, very vocal. And their description, of course, with these rings around their necks. There's two rings. They're part of a group of plovers known as ringed plovers, because there are other several species of plovers that have those rings around their neck. Well, the killdeer is the largest of that group. So it's the largest of the ringed plovers, and they're very, very vocal. You can see them right here in the parking lot. You can see them in cow pastures. You can see them on the edges of lakes. They're very, very widespread in their habitat. So the killdeer, fascinating bird, has some really cool features about it. I thought it'd make for a good program today. So hope you like it. Give us a like, give us a share. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. Send an idea for future programs, because we love to talk about what you want us to talk about. Until then, come on, let's talk birds.